pin code on the address label and
A common sight across the entire world is something like this. Packages are just left in front of people's doorsteps, and it's basically like putting a huge sign that says free. It's basically like putting a package in Times Square and hoping that any old character doesn't steal it. Well, Eufy's addressed this problem with a product called the SmartDrop box, and it's something that I didn't even know existed until they reached out to me. So shout out to them for sending this over for review. But it's also a great way to put a security camera on your front door because it does have a motion activated video sensor. It also has two-way audio. There's a lot of great tech inside, and there's a couple things I'd like to see in version 2. A couple suggestions that I have for Eufy.
press open button to make a delivery.
So there it is, the SmartDrop box from Eufy. And you can see in big letters, it says deliveries right at the top there. A couple things I do want to show you guys. If the battery runs out, you can always use a key to go ahead and open up this box. You also have your camera right on the front. You have your speaker and microphone built in there as well. Here's your keypad.
Press open button to make a delivery.
And when anyone presses open,
Enter the pin code on the address label and press open.
it's going to give them instructions on how to use this box.
Enter the pin code on the address label and press open.
And you also have a nice little sticker they give you to put on the top here to remind them to check the address label. So when you put in the correct code, the box is going to open, and it is weatherproof. So we've gone through some snowstorms here in New York, some rainstorms, and that cardboard at the bottom is still very dry. So definitely going to keep all your packages dry and safe. I also put a metal plate to keep this securely in place because I didn't have anywhere to drill into. So a metal plate is something I'd suggest you guys put at the bottom for now. A couple air vents as well. So you have some air vents, no humidity. Everything is really nice, really nicely constructed. But as we take a look at one of these samples, the mail carriers are very happy, and you don't really have to teach them how to use it. They already know what to do. It also has audio prompts that let the person know what to do when they come with a package.
Enter the pin code on the address label and press open.
But I'm going to show you all those settings in just a little bit. I do want to show you how to set it up though, because it does come in one massive box. It's about 40 pounds or so, and you do have to put it together yourself. The instructions are very clear and simple, and all you need is a Phillips screwdriver. Now, one suggestion I have to Eufy in the next generation product, again, it's a New York state of mind of mine, but I would like to see a less commonly used screw. Phillips screwdriver is something that everybody's going to have. Now, no one can really unscrew all of the sides because there are some security measures when you put it together, but still, I'd like to see a hex screw, or I'd like to see something that's less common, just to kind of prevent anyone from trying to hack into your SmartDrop box. But it does have an alarm, so if anybody is really tussling with it, it's going to have an audible alarm that lets people know around you that someone's trying to get access to the box. But it is very simple to put together. Once again, it took me about 20 minutes, so just take your time with it, read the instructions, and you guys will be just fine. Once you have everything assembled, they do provide you some anchors, so if you have a concrete slab and you're willing to drill into it, you can really make this box secure. I don't have that option, and I'm imagining a lot of people don't want to drill into their front porches or whatnot. So a nice little added accessory from Eufy might be a weighted bottom. You could offer people maybe a 50-pound weighted bottom for this box, but it does have an audible alert. So if someone tussles with the SmartDrop box a little too much, it does sound an alarm. So I like having an alarm on my package delivery box, so shout out to Eufy for that. And there are a couple settings that I want to show you, but before I show you the settings, just take a look at these video samples. Again, the mail carriers have been very happy. I've asked them after they've used it, when I've run into them in the street, what did they think about it? And they said it saved them a lot of time. They said they really don't like leaving packages on people's front doorsteps, but they're so pressed for time, and they say the companies tell them just go ahead and leave it there. So my mail carriers specifically have been very happy with the SmartDrop box. It saves them a lot of time, and it also, not that they really worry about it, let's be honest guys, but it is a little bit of a relief when they deliver a package that they know you are going to get it. After all, they do take pride in their job, and I'm really happy with it as well because I don't have to worry, I don't have to stress. And the Eufy security box also is a great way to have a security camera in your front door. It's motion activated, so anybody that walks by is going to trigger the camera. You can have cloud storage, or there's local storage available as well if you buy their Eufy home base. But the cloud storage option is only a couple dollars a month, and I'll show you that in a little bit as well. Everything will get stored to the cloud, but you will get push notifications either way, whether or not you have local or cloud storage. And I think it's a nice security feature as well. Having that built-in video camera is always a plus, and with the night vision, you'll always be able to see who's at your front door. Opening up the eufy application is where you can get a quick snapshot of what the SmartDrop box last captured, and you can quickly access a couple things. You can see a couple status icons, if you will. So at the bottom, you'll see your battery level, and eufy claims about 3 months of battery before you have to charge up that little pack. You can also see your Wi-Fi level. You can see whether or not the lid is opened or closed. And that 0 represents how many activities it recorded. So right now it didn't record any, so that's definitely a good sign. But clicking on the delivery box, that's what I called my SmartDrop box. There's a couple settings and a couple things I want to point out. Then I'm going to give some suggestions on version 2 and how they can actually improve upon this product today, right now with version 1. So again, at the bottom, you see all of your delivery events categorized with thumbnails, and you can see via which carrier opened up the SmartDrop box here. So you can see I opened with a master pin, USPS opened it, etc., etc. So again, very nicely categorized. Under delivery pin codes, this is where you can set a different code for different carriers. Now, unfortunately, there's no way to put in your own pin code. This is going to be automatically generated for you. And you can either have a 6-digit code, which honestly I think is a little bit too much for the mail carrier. So I usually leave mine on 4 digits, and it's going to automatically select a code. Now, I would like to see eufy change this to let me create my own user-defined codes, but it is what it is. It's not really a big deal. All you have to do is put this on your address label, so you don't really have to remember this code. Going into settings though, this is your master pin, and the master pin is user defined, so you can go in and set your own pin code, whatever you guys want. You can go ahead and do that. Now, clicking on live is where you're going to see a live view of what's happening with your SmartDrop box. Right now it seems to be raining. So if you see someone's trying to make a delivery, you can just go in and press that open button, and that's going to open up the lid for them. You can also record on the fly. So if you want to record something, you can press that record button, take a quick snapshot, see something, say something, and take that snapshot. And the phone icon is going to enable that two-way audio, so you can speak to whoever's on the other end. You can disable audio altogether if that's something that you want to do. The next page is very simple. Again, you have your events icon at the bottom left. That's going to take you right to all of the events that you might have had. And then there's the night button trigger, so you can enable or disable night vision, turn on or off that alarm if you guys want to scare someone that's over there. Now, going into settings, there's just a few settings I want to mention. Number 1, under power management, you have 2 modes. You have delivery mode, which is going to increase that battery life because you're not going to get motion triggered recordings and notifications. You also have delivery and guard mode, which is perfect if you don't already have a security camera. This is kind of like a 2-in-1 product, so I like seeing the guard mode enabled on the box here. And for motion recording mode, you can have optimal battery life, optimal surveillance, getting those recordings up to 60 seconds. Again, it's a nice 2-in-1 product if you don't already have a security camera wherever you are. Now, here's my first suggestion for eufy. Under motion detection and also under audio settings, I'd like to see these 2 settings kind of combined. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason is you get a push notification when somebody walks by, and you can also define where that activity zone is, where it's going to start recording. So you can define wherever that recording is going to be triggered. But I personally don't want to have this trigger and give me push notifications all day and all night long. I actually would like to see an option to just schedule when motion detection would turn on. And I'd also like to see that combined with audio settings, because for those motion activated prompts,
Press open button to make a delivery. Press open button to make a delivery.
I don't want to hear this every time I walk by, or I don't want to hear this every time someone walks by. And if it's after business hours, I don't want to get an alert when somebody walks by the box either. So I think putting a schedule option would be a very nice thing to do, a very nice user definable setting. So what I personally have to do every day is turn on motion detection, and I have to turn on motion activated prompts when I get to the office. And when I leave around 5 or 6 o'clock, I have to go into the settings and deactivate all of these settings. So I'd like to just see a schedule option where I can have the app do it for me automatically, say from the hours of 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is prime delivery time where I am. So that's number 1 suggestion for eufy. The number 2 suggestion is for storage. You can activate cloud storage, which is like $3 a month, and you can buy their home-based storage. But I'd like to see an option to, in version 2 anyway, is to put a micro SD card or to have some sort of USB pen drive act as the local storage option. I believe their home base is like $100 or so. I don't really need all of that storage. I don't need 2 gigs of storage. I think a little SD card where you could save like 64 gigabytes worth of data would be fine for a delivery box like this. So how could eufy improve upon this product for version 2? Number 1, get rid of those Phillips screws. Way too common. I don't need somebody trying to tamper with the box late at night. Again, that might just be a New York state of mind. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. And speaking of which, I'd like to see an added accessory for a weighted bottom. Not everybody has the option to go out and buy a 45-pound plate. Not everybody wants to put a bag of cement on the bottom either. So just give us an added accessory as a way to kind of maybe upsell people who want that weighted bottom and don't want to drill into their property. I'd also like to see local storage via micro SD card or pen drive. Again, we don't need to pay $100 for 2 gigabytes of storage. We don't really need all that storage when it comes to a SmartDrop delivery box. And the last option, which they could actually do right now, is give me that scheduling option for the voice prompt and that motion detection push notification. I don't need this thing beeping at me all the time that someone's walked by, and if you're in a high traffic area, it would definitely be very annoying. But that's really it. Other than those couple of suggestions, I think it's a great product. It's really relieved my mind when it comes to receiving packages. This is something I highly recommend, and it's been something I've been recommending to friends and family. I think it's an overall great product. It not only gives the mail carrier a faster and speedier way to deliver your package, but it's also secure and safe, and that's what it's all about. Appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you in another video.